Alright, how's everybody doing? This is Dash the Junk Man, and I just want to show you what I found. So, whenever we did our junk job the other day, the 2 videos that I'd put out, I didn't focus so much on the junking aspect of it, the work aspect. It was what I found in all that pile. So I took you through the timber a little bit. I showed you what was on the ground and things like that. Most people just throw it in the junk pile. You know, we don't have time for this. So I'm going to go through and kind of show you what I found and what I'm going to use it for. So as you can see, I have a big old bucket here. Well, tiny bucket. And it's got all kinds of stuff. So drill bits. If anybody sees drill bits like this, they're going to look at it as junk. This is hardenable steel, and we're going to turn it into pattern Damascus. We're going to weld it and make knives out of it. This stuff, you got to be careful though. If you don't get it clean and you don't get it good and hot and you don't set those welds very good on the spiral, it'll cause a cold shut, which is basically an unwelded portion of your blade, and it will cause a failure to your blade, and you don't want that. The best thing I can tell you to do, heat them up, straighten them out, and that'll help. If you heat them up, draw them out, a bunch of them, and then pattern weld them together, that's your best option. Make sure the borax do flux in between. If they contain more than 2% of a coating, so like titanium, cobalt, or anything else, or chrome, they're not going to be able to be forge welded, so send them to the junkyard, or get a drill doctor and, you know, clean them up and sharpen them back up. But if they're raw steel or black oxide, you can knock that stuff off. If it's scaled, like if it has some kind of rust or something, you can knock that off. Typically, get them really hot and get your hammer, dip it in a little bit of water, and then smack it, and it'll knock the scale and the rust and everything else off of these. So these are something we found that was good. A whole bucket full. We got an old hammer. That's hardenable steel. Files, hardenable steel. Body files. Steel file, and a small pickaxe. Those are all hardenable steels, and we're going to use those in our forge. Alright, some of the other things we found were some tools. I have 12 and a half of these, and I'm not going to use them all, so I'm going to take the jaws off. The jaws and the nut, those are hardenable. We're going to use those in our forge as well. The handle's going to go to the junkyard. Both of these are, I don't need them. They're junk. The craziest looking split maul I've ever seen in my life. Chopper 1, made in USA. I'm going to do a little research on this. I've seen these in antique stores, and they brought a pretty penny. So I'm going to do a little research on these and see what I can find. I got to put together a wood stove. I found a damper. $7. Masonry file, that's $10. Body hammerhead, I'm actually going to use that. I'm not going to sell it or anything. Handle for the wood stove. Crescent wrench, I don't care about that. And my a C-clamp, which I can clean out and use. We have a pulley puller or balancer puller, I'm not sure which, but you put the 2 bolts in right here and you attach it to your work, and then put that at the center of your work. Those are good to have to hang on to. Those run you anywhere between, depending on what they are, $10 to $300. I have a chain binder or a boomer, depends on where you hail from. This one is broke, but it is fixable. These are easily fixable. These are like $20, so hang on to them. I got hooks. I got a whole bunch of these and more chain and things like that in the buckets. They're all the same thing. The hooks I can use to fix that, but right here is like $15 worth of hooks. These big hooks are like $10. These are $2-3 a piece, and then that thing there, the little little, I don't know what they're called, just tie together the chains together, link something, whatever. It's those are about $2-3. I got a pillow block system with a shaft. It's got the locks on it and everything else, and then the pulley. This thing, if you go out and buy all this together, it's gonna be like $30. So I'm gonna hang on to this. I think I'm gonna turn it into a big 72-inch belt sander for knives and things like that. Hopefully the shaft and all that's true. So we're gonna keep that. This pile of nonsense, a lot of it is junk, but there are things like brass flared fittings. Those are, you know, $3-4 a piece in some cases. I did have a whole pile of OEM parts from dealerships, Ford, GM, so forth. Most of them are body parts. I got a thing to tuck seals into doors and whatnot. But these things might be worth a pretty good chunk of money. I don't know what they're for, but I'm going to research part number and see what they go to exactly. But I might be the most popular guy at swap meet. I don't know. Lubra points. This is a brand new set of points. Does not come with a condenser, however, but it does have a part number on it. I'm gonna look these up. I know it's for a Ford, but I'm not sure what. But we're gonna look these up, and we're gonna try to see it. Hopefully this is worth something. And it's a brand new set of points in the box, and this box is not new by any means. But everything else, the rest of the buckets are full of copper and things like that. It's all going to be scrap stuff that we'll clean up, and I'll show you guys how to do that in another video. The other thing that we came across was a whole stack, and I mean a stack of shop manuals for like 1950s and 60s vehicles. They're like kind of like a Chilton manual, or what, I don't know what the other ones are called, but they're just a repair shop manual, maintenance manuals. There's some that are specialty for Ford transmissions and rear ends. We picked those up. Those were outside just laying in the dirt, and luckily they were inside of a bag, inside of a box, underneath a couple pieces of metal underneath a tarp. So they were well protected, and there were some others that we found elsewhere. They're just kind of laying around, mice eating them up and things like that, but we saved them, and they're in okay shape. They're usable shape, but for the most part, we did pretty good. That stuff there, I'd say $50 worth of stuff, and that's all stuff I'm going to be able to use myself. And then the bucket of usable, hardenable steel, that could potentially be worth thousands depending on what I'm making with it, what my market is, who I can sell it to, things like that. But if I make some good knives and give them as gifts, hey, it's less I got to spend on Christmas. So once we get our forge set up, that'll be one of the projects we do. Is we're going to show you how to forge weld all that stuff together and make it a usable piece, and then we'll sort all this stuff out, and it'll go back into projects that we put together for you guys. So thanks for checking out this video. It was essentially an unboxing video, but there were no boxes. But that's essentially it was an unbagging video. But thanks for stopping by and checking out my videos. If you like and subscribe, please. And check out the rest of my videos I got up. We're going to be dropping some more videos here pretty soon. Just so hit that notification bell, and then you'll know when I got them going. So one thing I did want to say, my brother he just acquired a video drone. So we're going to be experimenting with a little bit of drone video, which is going to be kind of cool. I'm not sure how I'm going to apply it to these videos, but be on the lookout for that. We'll make sure, and we'll make a pretty neat drone video out of something. So, all right, thank you everybody. Have a good day, and you know, make sure to find yourself a hobby or a project, and keep it cheap.